サイズにしちゃ見えづらい。やっぱでっかかったり量あるとレーダーでも見えやすいっつうこと。21世紀の連中は直前まで気づきもしなかったんだ。
Hi everyone, my name is Mimi and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be reacting to Dr. Stone, Season 4, Episode 18, Diamond Heart. Oh, that must be by the Medusa. Because Joel figured out that the core of the Medusa was made of diamond, I believe. So yeah, and then last episode, they finally went to the place that originated the whole stoning of the world of humanity. And it turns out that there's a whole mound of little Medusas there. And I was like shocked, and everybody was shocked. I'm like, what the heck are we supposed to do with this? Like, I don't know where we're going with this. But yeah, that's what we found there. And then we also confirmed the last episode that Hyoga is clearly on our side, because he could have taken advantage of Kohaku when she was dangling, after having saved uh Suika, you know, and he saved her. So it's like, yay, he's on our side. At least I hope so. I just said that we confirmed it, but then it's like I'm still, I guess, like 0.999% of me is like, maybe there's a chance that he still might betray us, but I don't think so. So that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys like my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/feelymini. And now let's start this episode, and here we go.
Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comment in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review.
Now look. Yeah. Malice. Diamond Heart.
1メーター3セカンド。
Yeah, they're all dead. Look at them hiding behind over there.
1メーター1セカンド。
I just love it. Oh. Really?
石化装置が全部電池切れだな。当然そうだろう。長年使った後とはいえ。
The battery depleted.
数千年前のあの日、地球をストーンワールドへと染め上げた。
望ましいほどの数の敵。
I'm confused. If he was raining down from whatever, then how is there a mound over there?
なんか感慨深いこと言っちゃって、みんなの視線誘導したその隙に。
さあ、何の話かな。ぶねざけんな。それよか。興味持たして調べさせて、ゼノ先生のお知恵も拝借した方がいい。これだけの数があればこそできることがある。だろう、センク。そうか。メデューサが虎の子の一つでは一か八かの解体など論外だったがな。今ならば好きなだけバラして。
Okay, and study them. Okay.
じっくりお楽しみの分解タイムと行こうじゃねえか。
How you gonna? Joel is all the way. Oh, he's coming. No, he's not coming. He's over there. So how are you gonna give it to him?
どうかね、キリャンぜ連中も。少年たちは船を新造せねばならない。いかに大回りでも必ず追いつけます。ことはできないのです。科学の目、レーダーからは。
I'm so confused. Wasn't Stanley on a plane? I thought he was on the plane heading to them. But now he's not. He's back on the boat.
イカダじゃリムだもんね。
And
で
also,
もなんか
it's just
おかしくない船の形。
ギザギザ好きだな君たちは。すこ丸っこい方が
so how long will it? I don't know. Let me just shut up.
全部斜めに勝つにはステルス艦を作る。
ステルカンとはなんだ？
Chef.
とはおん
テンション上がりすぎ。おや
当然だ。さすがの欲しがりの俺もステルス艦は初めてだからな。
ギザだとレーダーから見えなくなるのか？
ああ
This is a surface thing, right?
斜めカットになりゃなんも見えん。
Mm.
電波吸収剤も使う。炭素粉末もりもりのゴム貼り付けまくんぞ。
Oh, and they have rubber.
から隠れる設計ってまあいろいろあるんだけど、軍事機密で僕も詳しくは知らないんだ。試し
Do you know?
NASA 先生ならお詳しそうだがな。
That will he tell you?
スタンリーの目を欺くことに手を貸すわけもないだろう。
Mm-hmm.
嫌なやつゼノ。やっぱりギザギザもかっこいい。
Even his nose is pointy.
だろう。
Science. Oh my gosh. Let's make it.
どっちなんだよ。
まあお気持ちステルス。このサイズにしちゃちょっと見えず。
このサイズにしちゃ見えづらい。やっぱでっかかったり量あるとレーダーでも見えやすいっつうこと。21世紀の連中は直前まで気づきもしなかったんだ。
Oh.
天文台からも何も聞いていないな。
この奇妙な形状。
Why can't I be detected by
レーダーに
Golly? So it's a shape.
レーダーに見えないということは
中のねじくれた謎回路だろうな。
ならよ、これやべえ。
No, so it's not a shape. It's the diamond core or heart or whatever.
あの目を破る未来科学のステルス艦の完成だ。
サイエンスイズ
Eleganto.
実にエレガントだ。世のメデューサを分析し再起動させられればスタンリーたちとも当たり合える。
But then they'll also have the revival fluid.
参戦していいのかよ、ドクターゼの大先生はよ。
無論もしもセンク君が気づかなそうな発見をした暁
I'm not
は
gonna share.
わざわざ共有する気もないよ。
ちは共有しまくるわ。そのが話が早え。
That's why we love you, man.
そのメデューサの中にも黒ずんだダイヤがある。ジョエルの報告と同じ。
ジョエルのエレガントな分解レポートがなければ気づけなかった可能性もある。
ほど調べたが、どのダイヤもアホほどバラバラだ。
設計された文様ではないということか。
What are you gonna think of? That's my boy, man.
全然黒くなってねえダイヤがある。これは綺麗なダイヤが刺さりっぱのメデューサがねえか。はっ。
1メーター3セカンド。
わけじゃないのかな。そもそも不発弾ってことっぽいね。
兵士の結合力が弱く割れやすい面に沿って
本当だ。
いいのかよ、ご教授いただいてよ。
構わないさ。センク君が気づかないわけもないだろう。
形が100億%ぴったしでメデューサはお元気いっぱい再起動できるかもしんねえ。つうわけで
Uh-huh.
ダイヤモンドを作る。
Why y'all?
めちゃくちゃ言うねあいつ。
Why y'all like screaming? You know how it goes.
センクならできんのか。
Of course.
旧世界の時からセンクとお友達になっときゃな。てめえらがダイヤモンド作んだよ。
そんなこと言われても今こっち科学の専門家ゼロなんですけど。
中は専門家の専売特許じゃねえ。誰でもできる。誰がやろうが必ず同じ結果が出る。
Aww.
それが科学だ。
Yes, it is.
ダイヤモンド作りの材料はな、アルコール以上。
Huh?
アルコール。それを超絶熱くする。 以上適当すぎね
But you're gonna need a whole lot of hay, right?
俺が掘ってきた石じゃねえか。
Mm-hmm.
ああ、確か電球に使った最強の耐熱金属だ。
Yep.
アルコールはお湯につけてもわっと蒸気にしてさっきのフィラメントで超加熱すんだとさ。
ねえか。
のこのダイヤ作りには何か裏があるよ。製作ラインを敵の手に預けちゃダメだ。
And the enemy didn't hear the boom?
あの誰でもないあたしらの手で作るんだ。ダイヤモンドを。
You guys are not nobodies.
で爆発したのかも。
よう出てきたぜ。
まだだよ。アルコールの蒸気が完全に空気を追い出してからだとさ。
じゃあやるぞ。
Oh, it didn't happen. Okay, good.
できてる。
マジか。
ただの炭が温度が低すぎるのでは。
It's kind of cool to see them doing the science, you know, because usually, Senku will be there and be like, okay, this is why this happened, so you guys need to do this. Now with them, it's just like trial and error, just like it's supposed to be.
今度はどこもくっついてないよ。
こちらも問題ない。
つないで。
You done with that, man?
このキラキラしてる粒って。
ああ、俺がプロの目で保証するぜ。間違いなくダイヤモンドだ。
Yay! Good job, guys.
これでいいんだろ。
Aren't you proud of them? I am. I am super proud of them. Okie dokie. So, what they found a mound of Medusas, right? And immediately Senku is like 1 meter. 3 seconds, 1 second, I don't know, however many seconds. And it wasn't working. And then you have Taiju diving into but it wasn't working. All the Medusas are dead. Right. So they're like, yay. Now we have a whole bunch of them that we can break apart and study. And I'm like, in my mind, I was thinking that they were saying that they needed to bring it to Joel so that he can study it or something or other like that. I don't know why I thought that, but that's what I was thinking. But then I'm like, how are you supposed to bring it to him? You know, because he's all the way over there in America. You guys are over here in the Amazon, whatever. And I'm like, how are you guys supposed to bring all of this to him? You know? And then turns out that they were gonna be building a boat. Another boat. I'm like, what? And then they showed Stanley on the Perseus, him talking about how the youths were smart and that they were not gonna be taking it easy. They're probably gonna be building a ship. And I'm like, what is happening? Okay, the last time we saw Stanley, he was on the plane, sort of like pursuing them, right? And then now he's back on the ship, and he's like, okay, sooner or later, well, that's the sonar person that was saying it, that sooner or later they were gonna catch up with them. And I'm like, okay, so you followed them on the plane, and then you went back to your boat, to Perseus, and then you're gonna be following them on the water. Okay, like I guess my mind was not comprehending that. Like, why? When you have a plane and you can follow them, you know, And we still don't know what Zeno told him when they were chasing, when he was chasing them, and Zeno was on the back, and he was giving him Morse code, a message through Morse code. We still don't know what he was telling him. I was thinking that he was giving Stanley the location of where they were going. Since he was there, he figured it out along with Senku, so he knows the coordinates. I was thinking, okay, maybe he's telling him that, and then Stanley was gonna show up there with them along the Medusas and everything. But that's not what happened. Stanley went back to the ship and is now on Perseus traveling on the water while our guys are building a new ship. I'm like, okay. So yeah, they're building a new ship, but then it's Perseus has a radar that can detect ships. So when they were building it, they were building it in such a way that the radar would not um, perceive their new ship, you know. But there's supposed to be some kind of science that military people know about how to disappear from your radar and all of that, but they don't know that. They clearly know that Zeno knows it, but he's not gonna share it, because Stanley is coming for him. So why would he help them disappear from Stanley's radar? That doesn't make sense. So he's not telling them anything. So they were there just doing sort of like trial and error on how to make their ship a stealth ship. And then someone made a comment that just clicked with Chrome, and he just took the Medusa and he's like, okay, if this radar thing is sort of like you see it, and then the bigger it is, the whatever, you can see it and whatnot, then how is it that when all these Medusas were falling from above in order to petrify humanity, how is it that no one noticed? None of their radar saw it. How is that possible? And then that's when they figured that. At first, I was thinking that it was maybe the shape of how the Medusa was made, but no, it was because of the diamond heart instead of the Medusas. I guess that's what was. Is that why it was? But either way, it's some kind of mechanism or something on the Medusas. That's what's making it impossible for radar to um catch it, I guess. So this sort of like use all Medusa to cover the ship so that when they're traveling on the water, Perseus doesn't see them, And then while they're on the ship, they brought also lots of Medusas onto the ship, and then they had Senku and Zeno studying the Medusa, trying to figure out how it works, how it's made. And then they figured out that some of the diamond cores, hearts that were blackened, are done, But then there were some diamond hearts that were still shining and good and everything, but there's always some kind of something that's wrong with that diamond heart. So if even though the diamond is clean and whatnot, it still doesn't work. So the Cinco decided that they were gonna make diamond, and then they were gonna have Joel sort of like make a new heart, I guess, so that they can use. And then the diamond making was left up to Nikki and the others on in the US. And Senku just told them that they needed alcohol, and then they needed to heat up the alcohol, and then that was supposed to, create the diamonds. But I guess he didn't tell them all the specific steps, I guess. So they were just up to them to make it, and I loved it. I really loved it because usually when they're all together, Senku's there. He's like, okay, we need this, and then when they do something and then something doesn't work, he usually figures it out, or Chrome will think of something that will spark his creativity. That he's gonna be like, okay, this is what happened, this is what we need to do. But both of them are not there. So it was just up to the others to figure it out themselves. And I loved that they did through trial and error, as science is supposed to be. And then they made the diamond by themselves, which was awesome. And then they brought the diamond to Joel, and Joel was excited about that. So yeah, it was fun. Um, what else is there? I was like, okay. When they were building Perseus, it was the whole kingdom of science that participated in that. The kingdom of science plus the um Sukasa's people, like we all became a kingdom of science. Like it was a whole lot of people that built Perseus. And now it's just how many of y'all? Oh no, not a lot of them. And then they're building another ship. I guess it always comes down to me, like the time of things. So you're telling me that this little group was able to build this ship in the amount of time that in a relatively short amount of time that Stanley was not able to catch up to them or anything before he even left the. I don't know. It's just. I always say that I should not be thinking about these things, type of stuff, but I always do. I don't know. So, thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to the next episode, the link is gonna be in the pinned comment, so you can just click on it and you can watch it right now. And you can also catch up with all my previous Dr. Stone reactions. There's a playlist in the pinned comment as well. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. The cross and cross.